We're live. We're live. We're
We are
live.
live.
Good
We
to
are
be
live, everybody. We are absolutely live, live, all
New
live.
York.
New York. Congratulations to the New York Knicks for kicking.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, man.
After 53 years.
Somebody said the last time the Knicks won a championship, pork chop sideburns were in style.
Ooh.
So congrats. They deserved it, man.
We
Absolutely,
all deserved it. They worked
they
very
absolutely
hard.
deserved it. So shout out to the New York Knicks. But I don't get all all the violence that I'm seeing with the burning the buses and all that stuff. And what's
You don't? It's America. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Come on,
what
come on,
we
man.
hearing is that it's not native New Yorkers that's doing that.
no?
Yeah,
It's a
sure.
lot of immigrants that's doing that.
Yikes.
Remember, they all in New York outfits. They not in, they
I don't
outfits.
know about
So
that. I don't know. Immigrants do. I mean, they win championships all over the world. I never seen.
Yeah,
no, but
well,
they said it
no,
is them if
Carl,
you
I
look at
disagree with
them.
that, Carl. Because
I,
when I disagree with that, because when the World Cup people win, they be going crazy, man.
I'm talking about. Well, in my area where I'm from, we win. In cricket. Cricket is my game, and that's the only game I follow. But
Gotcha.
Ain't nobody busting up no shit for no crickets. They busted up stuff for basketball. We've been waiting for this for
uh,
53 years. People
uh,
grandparents been waiting for So we got
maybe
to
you
get
guys can learn something from the cricket crowd, from the cricket people.
Oh, we are cricket.
You know what they say? Cricket is a gentleman's game. What
Oh,
it.
so now you trying to say we ain't no gentlemen.
No, I'm just saying they say cricket is a gentleman's game. That's why you never see any fighting in cricket or any it's
What they're gonna kick the iron piece. Oh, I'm so mad.
all right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us here on another Sunday at the Black Therapy Show. Uh Kevin was here, but now he's gone.
I'm back.
He's
I'm just
there.
Okay, you're just hiding. We have a lot lined up for you today. We're gonna keep the show to 1 hour. We're gonna try to keep it. I know I've said that in the past, but it gets so good.
Okay.
But we're gonna try to keep it tight. We definitely we're talking about the Karmelo Anthony, the black kid in Texas who stabbed a white kid in self-defense, but he got 35 years. In the meantime, we had a whole bunch of other white folks who have committed worse crimes and got off absolutely scot-free.
Mm-hmm. On
Kid,
self-defense laws
yeah.
too.
So listen, we would love to stop talking about racism. I would love to do a show about ice cream cones and cotton candy, but that's just not what's happening in America. So, we have to talk about what we have to talk about. And so here we are once again, because people in the comments always mention, all you guys do is talk about race. Well, this is America.
Listen, they got white people that is talking about everything that's been going on the past couple of weeks, and they even see that it has to do with race. People that don't think it has to deal with race, they're blind. They're not trying to see what we see, and we can't expect them to see what we see. But we know it's racism, and it's all in the DNA of America.
Yes. So we're gonna and also Kevin sent me a video. There was an Asian man that burnt a cross during the day in Chicago. They have
Wait a minute,
pictures.
that was an Asian man that did that?
It was an Asian man
What
that
did
burnt.
he? I'm confused. Did he read in the Ku Klux Klan book?
as, as Kevin said, they all hate us for some, and we've done nothing. Like I've asked this question on this show, and if anybody knows of the answer to this, that's different, please let me know. Have there ever been a time in the history of America where somebody got a group of black people to go to another neighborhood and kill people? Has that ever happened?
No, we don't do that.
All
We
right,
don't
just
do that.
checking.
Just a second. No, it doesn't happen.
All right, we gotta So Tiffany, yes, can you please give us the download?
Everybody, again, welcome to our new subscribers, welcome to our subscribers. Thank you again. We are protected by the Fair Use Act. Any of the content or the music, we do not own any of it. We just use it for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and leave a comment and let us know what you think, and how you feel. Again, make sure you like and subscribe.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to kick it off with our fabulous theme song, and then we're going to show some videos, and then we're going to get into the conversation.
New York!
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We be giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all the schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God up above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Oh, there was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent, you can't even fill out a form correctly. You don't even know who your daddy is because 78% of you don't have your father in the home anymore. You got baby mamas running around with 8 kids so they can get EBT cards to feed you all. You think I'm being racist? No, I'm being real. Because they ain't only black people. White people do the same. I'll call them out just as hard as I'll call you out. Anybody who doesn't work, who wants free government handouts, who wants to live in a socialistic society, move to Russia. And normally, I don't normally attack people like this, but I have been cooped up and caged up and this anger. And this is something I'm trying to work on. I need to develop it and funnel it into a more constructive way. But tonight is the one time I'm going to allow myself. It's okay. Tonight, I'm going to allow myself to say what I really want to say. Because most of the time I don't say what I want to say because it's not correct. Just because you think something doesn't mean you believe it. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it a fact.
If you haven't been following the Karmelo Anthony murder trial out of Texas, you got to pull up a chair because this case is heartbreaking and needs to be explored. So rewind back to April 2025, where we are at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. You got two 17-year-old student athletes, Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, and there was a sudden confrontation under one of the team's tents. Minutes later, Austin is fatally stabbed in the chest. Now, the trial is officially underway, and both sides, they are telling completely different stories. The prosecution says that Karmelo basically taunted Austin into a fight and then plunged a knife into his chest, calling it totally unprovoked and senseless. Now, the defense, they are screaming self-defense. They argue that Austin and his twin brother were way bigger than Karmelo, and that Austin actually shoved Karmelo first after telling him to get out of their school's tent. And they're saying that it was a split-second reaction born out of pure fear. Now, Karmelo, he's being tried as an adult and faces up to life in prison, but not the death penalty. You got surveillance video that was just played in court, but it didn't clearly capture the actual stabbing. So witness testimony, that's going to be extremely crucial in this case. And in the end, the jury's going to have to decide, was it a case of unprovoked first-degree murder or a tragic split-second act of self-defense?
The judge in the Karmelo Anthony case will be removed from the bench. He will be no longer a judge. This judge knew that there were red flags and did not allow evidence submitted that would have exonerated Karmelo Anthony. This judge kept evidence from being submitted, which is unlawful conduct, knowing unlawful conduct, let alone the fact that the judge did not raise red flags in such a high racially profile case when he was aware that it was an all-white jury. This should have been a red flag immediately. This cannot happen in the United States of America. The racism that is running rampant in the court system is absolutely disgraceful. This judge knew that he himself was breaking the law and breaking the standards of ethics by there not being at least one person of color on that jury. He is totally liable, the judge is. Mr. Anthony was defending himself from 5 attackers. The parts of the video that people have not seen, and there are other videos out there from other kids that were recording, they will surface, believe you me. But there was enough there to prove that it was self-defense. God loves you. I love you.
I want to get your thoughts on this case out of Texas.
Right.
Karmelo Anthony, he's 19 now. He was 17 at the time. Got into an altercation with one of his high school, I think someone he knew from high school, pushed him out of the tent, didn't want him in the tent. He said no. They got into a fight. He stabbed him, and then the kid ended up dying. And now he's getting 35 years. My heart goes out to everyone here.
Sure.
But
Sure.
some premeditated murderers don't get 35 years.
I think it says a lot that we live in a society where Kyle Rittenhouse can leave where he's from, go with a long gun that he ain't authorized to have, he's too young to have, shoot 2 people, and people can find him innocent. It says a lot that George Zimmerman can gun down a dude after the police, a young man after the police told him not to follow him. That we have a Tamir Rice who gets shot by a police officer who was so poorly trained and was such a bad prospect that he'd been fired from other police departments. And they said no amount of training would make him a viable officer, and he's acquitted. We've seen that. And I don't want, first off, I want to acknowledge that loss of life is tragic. And I don't want people to be treated like Karmelo Anthony was. But I think that everybody should have the same presumption that you gave those other people. And he had an all-white jury. Let me tell you something. Nothing all-white is good for you. Nothing. I don't care if it's sugar, rice, potatoes, pasta, or juries. Nothing all-white is good for you.
Bit there. I mean, it's so obvious, Kevin and Tiffany, that we've seen the guy, Kyle Rittenhouse, George Zimmerman, and Mr. Chow, who all killed, in quotes, self-defense, and all walked away. Excuse me, not even a minute in jail. But Karmelo Anthony, whom a lot of people are saying it was self-defense. Some people said it was not, but he's doing 35 years.
Yeah,
35. I mean, contrast that to the people who got 0 time in jail. 0. Kyle
on self-defense. Self-defense cases.
Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 people. George Zimmerman killed
Trayvon Martin
for walking in the neighborhood. He didn't feel like he belonged in that neighborhood, so he started following him and asking him questions. Why are you here? Ended up shooting him because he got into a fight. I don't know if you approach someone in an aggressive manner. Of course they're going to fight. Then he shot him. And Mr. Chow chased the black kid 150 yards from his store, shot him in the back. But what else is new? This is America. We've seen it again and again and again and again. And it seems to be part of being black. As I always say, it's life in the black lane. You know, Tiffany.
I think it's like every era have something tragic like happen, and Trayvon Martin was like my first time really feeling and seeing what was going on, and really seeing the racism and on social media. And now to see what's going on years later with this young man, it makes me think that stand your ground is only for whites only. It's not for black people. As we know, the system was not built to help us, it was always built for us. And until we get that through our thick skull, which a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are waking up. Now, a lot of things was red flags to me to this case. One is, and what everybody is talking about, 12 jurors was white. Now, white, and somebody put in it that it wasn't all white. We had two Asian people that think, most Asian people think they're white and they think on a white mentality. So they don't understand. I think, and I want to ask y'all as parents and people that is standing behind their son, would y'all would have let that case go on with 12 jurors and not questioning it?
No, but is there anything they could have done about it though? I mean,
Yes, they could have. They could have said something about it. They could have made an appeal about the jury if they wanted to. Why would y'all allow 12 white people or people that's not of black descent that will even understand the walk of life of a black child, of a black man, of a black person? People don't know what we have to go through and what we feel. Also, what I noticed, they didn't have specialists up there dealing with the bullying aspect of it. The school officials wasn't up there. Did y'all see any of the coaches speaking up for Carmelo? Did you hear any of the teachers? I mean, come on, think about it. The attorney on the Metcalf side, they had 21 witnesses. On Carmelo's side, they only had 3 or 4 witnesses. Where is people that was standing up for him? You understand? That make me think with the family again. Please don't get it twisted. I love my Southern people, but for some reason, I don't think that they asked these questions and they really thought that having an all white jury, because the father said it, because the father is and the mother is doing interviews. They said they didn't think that it was serious because they thought they would give him a fair trial. And we conscious and we know the history of the law. No. Y'all supposed to have at least 1 or 2, some type of black people on the jury pool. You're supposed to have people there to speak out for the young man. Also, none of that was there. Nobody talked about his character. Nobody talked about him having I think he had a 4.0 GPA average. He was a great athlete. He saved somebody. He saved somebody from what's what. Like he was a really good student, but they portrayed him as a monster. Like he got up that day and was going to kill somebody. No, I don't think that was the first thing came to his mind, people. The first thing came to his mind, he was going to attract me. He had a pocket knife. A pocket knife that's legal in Texas. Did y'all hear that also? It was legal. Now all of a sudden they act like this boy had a butcher knife or what you call it. I I don't think that day at all he even thought that his whole life would have changed in front of him. Yes, we wish that things would have been different. Yes, we feel sorry for the young man that lost his life. It's a horrible thing. But also, look how his father is now. Now we understand why the young man Metcalf made the choice that he made. His father never had that conversation. Don't put your hands on nobody. You understand? Because that's what our parents teach us, right? You don't put your hand on nobody. If somebody try to hurt you, you have to defend yourself. So we see that they didn't teach him boundaries and they did not teach him no type of respect for others. Also, why they didn't go speak to a teacher or a coach if you had a problem with the young man being in the tent. And then the young man that brought him in the tent act like he didn't know him, turned on him, and he was on their side. So I believe the whole thing was rigged. And I really hope that the family wake up and find better lawyers that's going to fight for him and get all the details and the videos they need immediately. You understand? And they fight for their son and not let this happen again.
All right, so someone in the comments said, and they put it in all caps, so I guess they're really upset with us. Stop making everything about race. But I'm going to show this video, and this video is from the 60s. And this would help you. Which I mean, I think these people are full of it, because if you, excuse me, if you are born in America, excuse me, is all about race. Everything is about race.
Yes.
It's all about race in America. That's what America is. That's what it was founded on. That was
built on race.
Thrives on. That's what it succeeded on. It succeeded.
White supremacy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about race. But some people like to stick their head in the sand like an ostrich. But here's a guy from the 60s. And this hopefully this will help this person understand. And dude, you were born here. I wasn't. So you should know better than I do.
This is the way it has been. It's the history of the South. Is because we've been brought up like this. We have been taught like this, and we teach our children like this, and they'll teach their children like that. I think it is a matter that has been history all down through the years and will remain history.
This clip is from a 1965 documentary called The History of the Negro People, produced by National Education Television, the network that became PBS. This series was hosted by Ossie Davis, and this particular episode examines the so-called Southern way of life, what it actually meant, where it came from, and who it served. The documentary goes to Oxford, Mississippi, and lets white Southerners speak for themselves about segregation, about the relationship to Black people, about what they believe and why. And what you're about to hear is one of the most revealing moments in the film, because this man isn't angry, he's calm. He's explaining plainly that hatred is inherited, that is taught from parent to child, generation after generation, and he sees nothing wrong with that. To him, it's just the way things are.
The Negro is not a part of my family. As a result, I don't elect to have him sit and eat with me. As a result, I don't elect to have him belong to a club that I may belong to. I don't elect to...
For Judge Obar, as for most Southern whites, out of the past has come a philosophy he calls the Southern way of life. The Negro and his place is at the heart of it.
Well, I guess it's just plain born in us, instilled in us. In spite of the fact that you have great respect for some Negro individuals, respect them as people, and not just as a servant. There is some physical revulsion, I think, that the skin is dark. And I guess it's just something that we are so familiar with, it's just impossible, really, to overcome it.
For 11 million Negroes in the South, there is also a Southern way of life. But rarely have they been asked for their interpretation.
Well, the white man fears this, that if the Negro get equal education, that he will be out of his reach to do the job that he heretofore have done for him, and he figured that he was going to have to pay the Negro equal salary that he would have to pay the other boy, which actually is not the skin of the Negro that the white man dreads. It's the Negro is going to demand the dollar that the white man demands.
Kev, has anything changed? I mean, these people in the comments are saying we make everything about race and stop talking about race, and we're only making it worse when we talk about race.
It's the same people that complained about the O.J. Simpson jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, of course, everything's race in America. Everything, because I was looking at this thing happening at the White House tonight, this UFC fight happening at the White House tonight. And the White House grounds look like a circus right now. There are motorcycles flying through the air and all sorts of crazy stuff happening on the lawn of the White House to celebrate Trump's birthday today. I believe his birthday is today. So, and, you know, somebody made a point that Obama couldn't even put up a basketball court. Like
Or do a barbecue.
He had a barbecue. He had a basketball court brought in and put on a tennis court just so he could have a hoop there because he likes to shoot hoops. And they made such a big deal out of that. I think that thing cost the taxpayers probably like maybe $8,000 or $10,000 to switch the tennis court into a basketball court. It was like 10 grand maybe to do that, to bring those hoops in and have the tennis court painted. And they made such a big deal out of that. Yet tonight, this guy spent $60 million of taxpayer dollars to have a UFC fight, and the White House it just looks like a circus. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of it. It's crazy. But yeah, so when you think about that, you're like, yeah, black people can't get away with nothing.
No, we can't.
Nothing. Not a tan suit, nothing, And if you think about, like you said, we talk about Carl Rittenhouse, George Zimmerman, even the kid that killed the people, what's his name? Dylan Roof, for example, who killed 9 people in the basement church. It was taken to Burger King after he murdered those people because he said he was hungry. The cops took him to Burger King. And this guy's GoFundMe page thing was filled up with so much money, they had to shut it down. Like after killing 8 black people, there are white people in America that said, let's get this guy some money for his defense. That's the hatred right there. That's hatred. Because I don't think nobody on this panel, or no black person in America would put money up for the defense of a mass murderer if he was black.
No.
So if a white man goes into a church and kills a bunch of white people, we're not going to our bank account and go, yeah, man, what's this GoFundMe page? We'll send him some money. It's not going to happen on our watch. We're not going to do that. We're not built that way. But we've seen so many GoFundMe pages blow up when these guys kill black people. What's the guy that choked the young man on the subway?
Neely.
Yeah, he killed the Michael Jackson impersonator, choked that young man to death. He received so much support and so much money in his GoFundMe for his defense. Not only that, he was invited to hang out at a football game with the president of the United States and the vice president in their box. And his claim to fame was, I choked to death a black kid that outweighed by 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, everything's about race in America. I mean, my last point to this is going back to O.J. Simpson. They're still obsessed with O.J. Simpson. That man's dead. But if O.J. Simpson had murdered his first wife, who just happened to be an African-American woman, would white America still be obsessed with O.J. Simpson right now? Or would they be obsessed with O.J. Simpson at all?
Right.
If he murdered his first wife and not allegedly the second wife. And I say allegedly because the man was found innocent in the court of law that, he didn't create. It was created by, the forefathers. And then when it didn't go their way, they hate the guy. Like you can't have it both ways. In your court of law that you invented, he won. But then you still say he's innocent. You still say he's guilty. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So yeah, everything's about race in the United States of America.
It is about race, and us as black people, we think the white water is better. We have to stop putting our children in these all-white schools that they're not welcome or they're being felt a certain type of way. We got to stop trying to live in every white neighborhood. Damn well they don't want you in there. You understand? Being a diverse neighborhood. I look at stuff like that because a lot of them don't even want to be around us or near us. And they feel like if you're doing better than them, that's an issue. And that's sad because he actually felt it was okay to say, get out the tent instead of being a young man, go to your teacher. Now, what was his background about? You understand? Nobody sat and talked about what type of individual he was, but because he was murdered. But also, we need to have a lesson on both ends. And I even saw online, a man said black people need to teach their children about law and order. Our parents taught us about law and order as soon as we come out, okay? Because we are the most persecuted. We are the ones that's most targeted. They tell us. We don't tell our children to go out there and do crimes or do this. We try to stay clear of it, okay? I teach my nephews and them to please stay clear. Do not argue. Don't fight. We have to teach our children about conflict resolutions and try to use your hands without using any type of weapon. Listen, because regardless to what, we have no wins. That's what it looks like to me. It don't look like that to y'all. We don't have no wins in this court of law.
No.
I'm reading the comments. I'm not gonna read it.
Don't even go into it because it's like 200 people in there. I know it's 200 people in my comment what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm not even,
Yeah.
a lot of people are saying the same. I told you this is a talking point that they use. They use the victim mentality. Oh, y'all always talking about race and stuff. No, we're just talking about real things. Real things that's going on today. And we're not the only one that feel like this. So I'm not worrying about what's going on in the chat. What they need to do is we need to really be more on point and support each other more instead of supporting everybody else.
Yeah. Here's here's another video that shows, and these kids, I'm pretty sure these kids grew up to be adults with the same mentality.
What do you think of black people?
I don't like them.
Why?
I really don't. Because I just think that they're always looking out to make trouble. They never want to be friends. It's the truth, man. They never want to be friends. If they see you on the block, if they see you walking down the block, they won't turn around and say, hey, how are you and stuff. They turn around, hey, Honky, what's the matter with you, man? You got an ugly head.
If they lived in Moselle, you're only going to find them all over the streets and everywhere.
That's right.
They're going to be starting up with everybody, because if one starts to live in Moselle, the whole pack's coming.
Down this block, and it's why people start saying, get out of here, niggas. Get out of my neighborhood. Don't come to this neighborhood. And then they start hitting on her.
Throwing rocks and everything else.
Throwing rocks. Because we were in their neighborhood.
We went on a bike hike to McDonald's. We didn't mean to bother anybody.
We had a nice
we saw a
time
parade, we saw a gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. All right. We didn't bother anybody. We weren't looking for trouble. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me, but this little boy, short boy about my size, or little short, had picked up a rock, and he was in the front of all these tall honkies. But he threw the rock. He tried to hit my sister, but he almost hit me about that much away from me. And I was sure wish he had hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face.
They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? Every time the white people come down the block, we don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them.
We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
Do you forgive them?
No. No. Can't take back no hurt. But they gonna always do that. They always spit on us like we some dogs. They always gonna
spit back
do that.
on them.
Ain't nothing gonna change.
What I think people don't like is when we hold up a mirror and show them who they are. That's what I think they don't like. Because there's no way, some of the people watching can watch this show and say we have a victim mentality. We're not complaining about anything. We're just showing people exactly who you are.
And what we have to go through,
yeah,
as Black Americans, as Black people here in America, we don't come to have problems with anybody. Only thing we want to do is work and be paid properly so we can take care of our family and be left alone. We don't want nobody coming for us, bothering us, trying to hurt us, trying to abuse us, trying to take us down, trying to put us in the jail system, trying to kill us in the medical system. We not trying to do none of that. We just want peace, okay? And we just want our voices to be heard. Why? Because a lot of our money is what funds a lot of people. A lot of people. We spend the most money economically, okay? So that's what we want. We just want respect. And that shouldn't be hard. That's not victim. That's not just complaining. We're just telling you how we feel because of what we're going through now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think people don't People don't like when you show. That's why they don't want history taught the right way in America.
Mm-hmm.
This proves it exactly. White people don't want history taught the right way in America because it will make them look bad. You can tell white people don't.
It's not making them look bad. It's just telling the truth of them.
Right, but I mean, for them, they feel it's going to make them look bad. So that's why they don't want history taught. They don't want us showing videos like this because it shows them, it shows exactly who they are. Those kids grew up to be adult racist white men, and they're probably in the video before that was a judge who was saying that hatred is part of his DNA. And he's going to pass it on.
That's all they know.
He was a judge. You know, can you imagine how many black people he sent to prison?
Yeah,
wasn't supposed
to thought that they belong there.
Right? There's a judge saying that hatred is taught to him. He's going to teach it to his kids, and his kids are going to teach it to their kids, and they're going to keep it going. So
and that's the nasty cycle. But then you will hear people say we don't deserve reparations because during that time slavery was legal. But we are still suffering after 200, 300, 400 years after. We're still going through the residue of of slavery, of the sharecropping era, of the Jim Crow era, the civil rights era. We're still going through it right now. And it's sad that these videos that you shown, these are all videos from the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And this is what still is going on today.
Yeah. So, so listen, I have learned one thing from being in this country. White people's strategy about racism and about race, anything racial, is to deny, deny, and deflect. Pretend like they don't know what we're talking about. What are you talking about, race? Why does everything have to be about race? We don't want to hear about it. It never happened. Nobody ever got lynched. Slavery didn't exist. That's their strategy. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like Trump said, if you tell a lie enough times, eventually people would believe it.
Yeah. And that's what this administration has been doing, and for a long time, just lying, the media and everything. People's eyes didn't start opening to the 2 white people got killed. You remember? And then all of a sudden people lying, and they like, wait a minute, are they lying? Yes, they're lying. They've been lying on us for years. They've been lying in the media for years. So you got to be careful with the media too, because they want to feed you a certain narrative so you can be able to look at the person or judge the person. And then when it come out that it's not true, they won't go back and retract it. They just let it keep on going. Your life is already ruined already, and the truth can never come out.
Yeah, and to the people who are saying we got 600 people watching and only 10 likes, we don't care. I tell you, we don't care. We don't care. We come here every Sunday and do the same thing over. We're going to be here next Sunday and the Sunday after that and the Sunday after that. And that's like how that white dude said that he's going to pass on hatred. This show is going to keep going until we drop dead. We don't care. I don't care. Kevin don't care, and Tiffany don't care. We don't care.
Shout out to if it is 300 to 600 people in the chat. Hey, thank you. I know it's some bots in there. I know it's some evil white supremacists, but I know it's some good people in there. And knowing that we're just having the conversation about what is affecting us today as Black Americans, and it shouldn't be nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. So this show, we're not looking to change the world or make a ton of money. That's not why we do this show.
Because I don't get paid for this. Carl don't pay me for
I don't get paid. Well,
Carl paying you? Carl send me a check every week. What the hell, Tiff?
Oh, he's sending you a check, huh? That's that man shit. You better send me a check or a call.
Kevin, I told you to keep that shit to yourself. What the?
Oh, they're trying to keep secrets from the girl. Y'all hear that chat? They're trying to keep secrets from me.
Straight up misogyny.
So we don't care. You're not. Yeah, we don't care. So talk all you want. But this lady said something. Her video is 9 minutes long. I'm not gonna play the whole video, but I like what this lady said.
All right, I'm gonna get real serious for this one. Stop going back and forth with these racists, my people. Stop going back and forth with these racists. Your comments are not going to unracist someone in 3 comments. You don't be racist for 45 years, and because you said something that was educated or something that was historically factual, then all of a sudden they're not racist anymore. This is embedded in their DNA. We are looking at the children of and descendants of people who used to boil your bodies and cook them for fear tactics, who used to take your children and feed them to alligators and use your children as bait, that used to, like, literally eat your brains and eat your body parts. Look what they did in Nat Turner. Thistlewood Papers, go read that. These are literally people that used to be cannibalists with you guys, that used to, go get those iron mouthpieces so that you wouldn't talk. You know what I mean? So that you wouldn't talk to each other, and put it over your face like a muzzle, like an iron muzzle. These are the descendants of that used to auction you off, that used to emaciate, emasculate, buck your men or whatever. These were racist men that was attracted to the body of, black men that used to buck them. These are racist men that, as racist as they are, used to tear into the flesh of black females. You know what I'm saying? Black females. Rather, they was indigenous to this country, or they came from Africa, right? This is the mentality of what you're dealing with. These are people who have, bombed, children inside schools. Right? These are children who have bombed neighborhoods, who have lynched, who have unalived, who have whooped, who have chained, who have, dragged on cars, who have burned, who have, hung from fruits as strange fruit. This is what you're dealing with. This is the mentality of the people that you're dealing with. And then these descendants, right, who do the same thing, right? You know what I'm saying? And now they add on to it or whatever. And now they have all types of sex with their pets and stuff. These are the same people that are saying that you are savages. This is what you're dealing with. Delete their comment. Block them. Let them think whatever they want. You got this man who lost a son. You could have used your time wisely, right? And been anti-bullying or...
All right, it's 9 minutes long, but you get the point. See, you know what I mean? Like these people, this is who they are. So, this, and I've said it on this show before, racist people, they are born racist. The white man from the 60s said it. It's in his DNA to hate. He's going to teach hate to his children. His children are going to teach hate to their children, and they're going to keep it going. It's just the way it is. And then the white lady chimed in and said exactly what he said. They respect us as people, but they don't see us as human art. You know what I mean? It's just who they are. They have zero empathy, right? Zero empathy. They don't have it in them. And I think we as Black people expect them to feel and act the way we do, right? We expect them to show love and kindness, and that they don't have it in them. They do not have it in them. Anyone that can watch someone hang from a tree is not a human. But that's who they are.
Okay, strange fruit all up in those trees.
But that's who they are. So when I see the comments that we're getting from these, you are acting exactly the way you're supposed to.
Right. And I heard somebody say, what is racism? Racism is prejudice, discrimination, or unequal treatment towards someone because of their race or ethnicity. It can happen at individual levels through words, actions, or larger levels through politics, institutions, and the system that create unequal outcomes for different racial groups. That's the meaning of it. And we have been dealing with this for hundreds of years here in America. But you know what? We are survivors, and we're resilient, and we keep holding on and keep going strong. And they just don't understand why.
Yeah. Kev, you got anything to add before we move on to the next topic?
Your thing is off.
I think you're muted, Kev.
You're muted.
I'm sorry. The video you just played with the lady call. Yeah. I was thinking some of that when you were reading the comments from the YouTube. That when you respond to them, you just give them power. Just try to ignore them. I know it's hard to ignore them, but we have to ignore those comments because they're not adding anything to the show. They're just bringing that negative energy to the show because we're not racist. We're just calling out what happens in this country and around the world. And people tune in and call us names and stuff like that are the problem, you know? So we just got to ignore them. Let them be the problem. They don't want to have to look in the mirror. They know the truth, you know? We don't have to tell them the truth. They know the truth, right? So they know how their heart is. They know when all the lights and cameras off, how they feel, right? We know how we feel. We know we don't have no racism in us, you know. Especially, you know, Carl and I, you know, we deal with white people all the time in our profession, you know, and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, you know, it's BS, man. It's straight BS, brother.
Yeah. So here's this is 2026. This happened. This mother has an autistic child. This mother's black. Her son is black. He's autistic. He can't talk. He can't speak. He can't verbalize his words. She was sent him to school. He would come back home with all kind of bruises and stuff, and he couldn't tell her what was happening. So she put a camera in his hair. He has like the dreadlock, the hairstyle. She put a camera in his hair, and this is what she saw.
Watch this video and let's talk about it.
My son had a camera in his hair, and Mr. R is beating my baby, grabbing him by the neck and beating my child for no reason.
Drop me down. Get off me now, boy. Get over. Get over. Get out of here.
He's choking my son and calling him the N-word as soon as Sarah walks out the classroom. What? He's choking him, and that's why I said cameras need to be in the class. Y'all let this happen to him. I begged y'all. He was pinching him and choking him, calling him a stupid, and y'all let this happen. On a camera in his hair. Whoever it is, I don't know if it's you or Mr. R. Whoever was in that classroom, there's a man's voice I see. I think it's Mr. R. Was calling him and choking him.
I am sorry if that happened.
Y'all let this happen. I told y'all my son's a good boy. I had to put a camera on his hair just to see that my child's been abused in the classroom.
I'm Dr. Michael H. Ford, and let's talk about what you just saw. A mother knew something was wrong. Her son couldn't tell her. He's 7 years old, autistic, and nonverbal. So she did what any mother would do when the system fails her child. She found another way to get the truth. She hid a camera in his locks, and what she found broke her heart. His name is Samaj. He attends Field Elementary School in Louisville, Kentucky. For months, his parents were receiving reports about his behavior at school that did not match who he was at home. His mother, Tiffany Lee, said she knew in her heart something was not right. So on May 13th, 2026, she sent her son to school with a hidden camera. What she captured is now under investigation by the Jefferson County Public Schools District and the Louisville Metro Police Department. Here is what the data tells us about children like Samaj. Black students with disabilities are among the most vulnerable populations in the American school system. The Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights found that black students represent 15% of K through 12 enrollment, but represent 26% of students physically restrained in schools, according to the Department of Education's own civil rights data collection. They are more likely to be removed from classrooms, more likely to face disciplinary action, and less likely to have their complaints taken seriously by school administrators. The system that is supposed to protect them is the system most likely to harm them. Samaj cannot speak for himself. His mother said it herself. I am his voice. She trusted his school to protect him. She trusted his school to care for him and to treat him with dignity. That trust was broken, and the only reason we know about it is because she refused to accept what she was being told and took matter into her own hands. No parent should have to hide a camera in their child's hair to find out if they are safe at school. No child should suffer in silence because they cannot speak. Tiffany Lee is demanding a full investigation and legislation requiring cameras in classrooms. For children who cannot speak for themselves, that conversation is long overdue. Healing starts with knowing. Follow for more.
I think that's very it's a sad situation that happened to her son. I'm glad that she did put the camera in his head. Somebody put in a comment, oh, he don't have a father. Yes, he does have a father. And that's what was hurting her more, because the father told her that he felt like they were doing something to his son. And once she figured, that's what made her put the camera in, because the father told her he felt a certain type of way. And she put the camera in, and she found out that her son was being abused by one of the white teachers, calling him nigger and stuff like that. And because he cannot talk or voice his opinion, he felt that he can be able to get away with it. Kudos to the mother that is protecting her child by any means necessary. And she put the camera in his hair to make sure that this comes to an end. And by this situation, I hope that they put cameras inside of these classrooms that they can be able to monitor to make sure that children are not being abused by the adults.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just shows that, these people are evil. It's in them, like the guy said. And I don't care if the video is from 100 years ago. Somebody said the best we can do is show a video from 50 years old. And you should be ashamed, because the video from 50 years ago is absolutely relevant today. So you have made zero progress with your mongrel attitude towards other people, with your dirty, nasty attitude towards, you have learned nothing in 50 years. So the person who said that we are showing old videos, you should be ashamed, because you are still behaving like an animal 50 years later. So that
they're not learning from the past.
So what can I say about you? If 50
Yeah.
years ago somebody had, had the same attitude that you have today. But anyway, we're going to move on. Kevin sent me a video of, there was a cross burning in Chicago, and for the person who said this is last week,
And they still doing that? That sounds KK-ish, KKK-ish.
So let me see what you're going to say about this video now. This video was last week, not 50 years ago. There was someone was burning a cross in broad daylight in Chicago.
This chilling scene caught on camera in downtown Chicago.
You're kidding me.
You see what clearly looks like a cross engulfed in flames. Chicago police releasing this image of a person they say was seen fleeing the scene as the FBI confirms it's investigating. A burning cross is a hate symbol historically used by groups like the KKK and has been prosecuted as a federal hate crime.
On the street, you see some obvious scarring. Some leaves do appear to be burned as well. Police saying no injuries were reported, but they are investigating the motive and circumstances around this incident.
We all know this is a decades-long symbol of hate and white supremacy and Ku Klux Klan. And it revives what it was meant to do, the fear and the anger. And it also revives the trauma that a lot of people, what that cross meant for decades in this country. And, for this, it cannot be tolerated. It must be condemned by every race, every creed. Everybody should be condemning this everywhere today. But I really believe it should be treated as a hate crime, just like the swastika is. And we should be charging somebody as a hate crime. And frankly, if they don't have a person of interest right now, St. Savannah is going to put up a $10,000 reward for the arrest of the person or person.
The fact that the person of interest for burning that cross in broad daylight in the middle of the park is an Asian man, in light of all that's going on, I've never heard or even experienced this much racism at the hands of the Asian community. I did not see this coming. To have someone of Asian descent burn a cross in a public place as a way to oppress Black people. And just to piggyback off of Nene, why did you use something that belongs to white people to oppress us? If you're going to be racist towards us, it should be something that belongs to you and your culture. Why didn't you, burn a stack of bean sprouts or something?
Yeah. They're burning a cross in broad daylight in the middle of Chicago by an Asian guy who, if it wasn't for the Black people marching for civil rights and so the Asians can come to America, right? The only reason Asians are allowed in America is because Black people marched and died during the civil rights movement. And here he is. I don't want to paint the whole race with a brush, but because I've seen other Asians condemning what he did. But I don't know if they need a history lesson or just need a smack upside the head. But I mean, burning a cross is absolutely the ultimate, insult to.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it and you had told me about it, the first thing I thought about was the KKK. That was something that they did, as hate. And to find out that it's an Asian man that did it, it's sad. Like, for real, like, you picking up the tactics of the KKK and white supremacy, and then you could have burnt the whole park down. You didn't have it stand up properly. You had it leaning on a tree that had leaves. That could have caused that could have caused a lot of problems. I hope they really get his ass and lock his ass up.
Yeah. That my noise? Is that no?
I don't know. Is they ringing you? You done did something?
No, I have a phone call coming in on my cell phone, and I'm doing this podcast from my cell. So,
okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
All right. Well, we promised to keep the show to an hour, so we're gonna stick to that. But I'm gonna close it out with Patricia reminded me that June was Black Music Month. I did not know that was a thing. And then Kevin sent me some videos. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Black music. Of course, I remember I told Kev that we can't show a whole lot of music because we get it gets blocked and
flagged, right?
Flagged, and it's a whole issue with music. But did you know after Don Cornelius came up with Soul Train, Dick Clark came up with a rival Black TV show with Black people dancing on it to try to eliminate Don Cornelius's Soul Train?
Oh yeah. You have to know the history of the Black Godfather, which was Clarence Avant, and Clarence Avant had to step in to help Don Cornelius during that time of Dick Clark trying to actually take his show, do another show like it, or something to the sound of it. He was like, no, So yes, we know about the history of Soul Train.
Yeah. All right. So here is a shout out to Black History Month. June is Black History Month.
When Soul Train started to gain traction in the 1970s, Dick Clark responded by launching his own Black music show to compete with it. And it almost worked. Let's go back to Chicago, 1970. Don Cornelius is working at a local TV station. He is a news reporter, a backup DJ, but he's not a major figure. But he notices something that most networks were ignoring. There was nothing on television at the time that actually reflected Black teenagers, their music, their style, their culture. So he takes a look at American Bandstand and he looks at the blueprint. He then decides to build something similar just based around Black culture. The station decided to give the show a time slot, but that was about it. He has to go sell the ads himself, raise money, and once he does this, the station decides to air it. August 1970, Soul Train launches in Chicago. Low budget, black and white, small studio, but it connects immediately. Within a year, it goes national. And just like that, Don Cornelius becomes the first Black man to own and host a nationally syndicated television show. And the artist starts lining up. James Brown, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight, the Jackson 5. By 1973, Soul Train is pulling strong ratings on a Saturday afternoon. This was the same time slot as American Bandstand. So, Dick Clark decides to make a move. He decides to launch a new show called Soul Unlimited. It was the same concept with the same audience. He decides to hire a Black host, Buster Jones, start bringing in major artists immediately, and then in Rolling Stone and talking directly about Soul Train, he says, "That's my time period." Word spread about this and the reaction was immediate. Civil rights leader, including Reverend Jesse Jackson and Operation Push, pushed back. Because this wasn't just another show. No, this was Black ownership on a major network. Then came the turning point. Clarence Avant, one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. And someone connected to ABC was brought into a meeting by Dick Clark, who was looking for his support. But Avant refused. Then Avant went straight to the executives at ABC in New York. Not long after that, ABC canceled Soul Unlimited. And Soul Train? Obviously, it kept going. Soul Train.
See, I didn't know you was gonna play that. I know my Clarence.
When Soul Train started to gain traction in the 1970s, Dick Clark responded by launching.
Play this record.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you know his daughter is married to the man that owns Netflix.
Oh, is she? Oh,
yes, she is.
Okay.
Nicole Avant. Yeah.
And here's some more Black Music Month.
Pull up. It's June. It's Black Music Month, and it's finally summertime. With that said, what do you think some of the best black summer anthems are?
I would say Summertime, Will Smith.
Damn, I was about to say that. God damn. That's always a good one.
Summertime Pain.
Summer, summer, summertime.
That song right there, like it like embodies some summertime for some, like, besides the words and the talking, the feel of it, the vibe, it just,
and it's timeless,
yeah,
bro.
that summertime energy.
Bro.
As soon as you hear that, you think of summer.
Yeah, it reminds you of the hood, bro. Like the hood, growing up, you know, some of the things that we just forgot about caring about, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Stuff killed that.
Yeah. What else?
Ice Cube. Today was a good day.
I don't know if that necessarily made me feel like the summer, though, bro.
Me either.
I'm telling you what made me feel like the summer. It could have been a good day in the winter, nigga.
Yeah, because
That was
a good day in LA.
That's his summer day, man. It's a whole summer video.
How long is the
He
summer?
went to the park to
It
play
said Black
basketball and
Summer
all that, you heard?
Anthems. Black
They
Summer
lived in
Anthems.
LA, brother.
Yeah, it was November.
Did it say
could've
New
been
York?
November.
Did it say New York?
Nah, but it wasn't. It's just not a summer
Yes,
anthem.
bro. We don't know if that's a summer anthem. I don't know if that signifies a summer
We
anthem.
love that song.
I tell
It's
you
a
what.
classic.
I tell you what.
I tell you what.
Turns out June is Black Music Appreciation Month, so let's learn about some Black opera history. The first Black person to sing at the Metropolitan Opera was not Robert McFerrin nor Marian Anderson. It was Helen Phillips. And the reason even opera singers haven't heard of her, besides the racism, is because she sang in the opera chorus. And look, opera doesn't care about the chorus. I mean, they do. She was born in St. Louis and her father was a Baptist minister. She studied music at Fisk University. And in 1947, the Metropolitan Opera called her agent asking for his best soprano. And guess who shows up? So they send her right in and she sings in the chorus for 3 performances of Cavalleria Rusticana. Alright, so let's recap and bring this full circle. Helen Phillips, first Black person to sing at the Met. 11 years later, Robert McFerrin is the first Black man to sing at the Met. But 20 days before that, Marian Anderson was the first Black person and woman to sing a role at the Met. She also had a concert in Mississippi where a 9-year-old girl in the audience decided she wanted to grow up to be her. Her name was Leontine Price. And part of Miss Price's training was paid for by a benefit concert held by Paul Robeson.
All right, so that was a little bit on June being Black Music Month. So throughout the month of June, I will show videos and clips of celebrating Black Music Month. Can't show a whole lot of music because for obvious reasons we will be
but shout out to all the New York songs that's gonna be playing for the rest of the daggone year and beyond. A Jay-Z New York song is playing. Who else? Remy Ma New York song, Nas New York song. Everything is gonna be popping. So we want to definitely give a shout out to our rappers, our old school R&B, Caribbean, huh?
Alicia Keys, her New York anthem. Yeah.
All right, I want to thank everyone for joining us here on another Sunday. We really appreciate you. And to the people in the comments who are saying we showed a lot of old videos, we will stop showing those videos and we will stop doing the show when you guys stop bringing up O.J. Simpson murder year after year after year. Every year they have a big special on the anniversary of the O.J. Simpson murder case. Every year. When you guys forget about that, we can forget about our stuff.
Yeah, or start making memes about Trayvon Martin. You know how many memes I saw done about him? How many was done about George Floyd? How many memes? I mean, come on, Watermelon Fella. Like it's just too much. You know, we need to really stop doing this and really sit back and look at our country, ourselves, and we need to do better. We need to do better, or we need to just be to ourselves and take care of ourselves, especially if our white children don't know how to act.
Yes. All right. With that said, Kevin, before we go, anything you learned on the show tonight or that you want to share before we go? Anything you can say to help the YT, the racist white?
I'm done. I'm done with the racist white people, man. But congratulations to the New York Knicks. New York's been my home for 15, going on 16 years. And I found myself rooting for a New York team for the first time because I've never rooted for New York teams. I'm still got the DMV in my heart, from Washington, D.C. But been here, so I'm officially a New Yorker, man. I'm
I
rooting
was about
for.
to say, you better act right.
No, man. I was rooting for the Knicks, man. And they won, and congratulations. Hope bring some unity to the city, even though last night, fools act fools, tearing up
Where
stuff.
was you at when it happened, both of y'all? Where was y'all at when it
I was
happened?
home safely in my TV room watching it on this flat screen because I'm not going out into no city. I ain't going out in those streets. I'm not going to no watch parties. I have my own watch party right here where I'm sitting right now.
Carl, what you was doing?
I was home.
You was home.
I was watching bits and pieces here and there, but
Y'all know, I didn't get to watch it. Guess how I found out? Me and my nephew was sitting on the bed, and all of a sudden we hear screaming. And he said, Didi, you hear screaming? And we turned off the TV. That's no lie. Where I live at, it's like everybody was screaming out the window all at the same time. Yeah, that lasted for like 10 minutes. I told my nephew, you would never forget this because he's a young man. I said, you would never forget this, seeing how New York was so live. New York was definitely live. Shout out to New York Knicks. Sorry, Cav. I just put that in there.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. No. So no. We'll be here next week talking about the same crap, man. I was seeing online today a lot of memes coming out towards Karmelo Anthony, calling him watermelon prisoner and all this sort of stuff, and some really nasty things. This young man, is facing 35 years in prison. And he was a good student, like Tiffany said earlier. In the show, where was the character witnesses for this young man? He had, good grade average, honor roll student, athlete. He had a good life ahead of him. He was not out in the streets thugging and selling drugs and doing
Came from a two-family home.
all the stereotypical things that they say about young black men. He was the complete opposite, and he was out trying to, do his thing, track and field, and he was successful at that, and obviously very smart kid because he had good grades and on his way to having a good life, and it all got uprooted because, these bullies came and picked on him, and he maybe overreacted or was scared for his life. Nobody would know because we weren't there, but it's a sad thing, man, to see his life, basically gone, at this point. And maybe it'll get overturned or something like that in the future. But right now, this kid's life is all screwed up. Another young man lost his life too,
Yes.
So it's sad all the way around, two young people lives have been ruined all because of some unnecessary bullying and stuff like that. Carl, we grew up. I mean, I don't know about you, Carl, but I grew up in an age where we fought by our hands, man. we fought by our hands, man. I had no knife, no guns, no somebody step on my foot. I had to, you stepped on my foot, we're gonna fight at the school. I mean, you try to pick up my girlfriend in the 8th grade. I'm meeting you when you get off the bus at 3, when you and me, and everybody will gather around. We're gonna do a fist fight. Somebody will get the best. Somebody will get the best of one person. Then next week we'll probably be on the basketball court shooting hoops together. That's how I used to be. Now it's stab or shoot or whatever.
People losing lives.
Everybody's afraid of an ass whooping. I don't get it. Like, you can't beat everybody. Somebody will get the best of you. In a street fight. And you just move on, man. It's not worth stabbing somebody or going back home and grabbing a gun and coming back out and shooting somebody. And that's just that's the way it's been over the last 20 years. It just wasn't that way when I came up, man. It was street fights, after school fights, next day everybody talking about, y'all see that fight? What's telling them they fighting at the school off the school bus. And then life goes on, the next thing you know, those two people that were fighting or at the school at 3:00, they were probably hanging out in the cafeteria 2 weeks later,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we try to end it at 8.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I think we just gotta chill, man. Everybody's just chilling, man.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right. I'm laughing because I gotta come up with a way to filter out the Donald Trump, they say he loves the uneducated, and we have so many uneducated people in this chat today. So they're talking about you, Tiffany. They said, I can tell you're going through it. $300 pair of shades. Your shades are $300.
It's actually $10. Yes, it looks expensive.
$1,000 phone, and behind you they can see a $600 TV.
And that TV is 15 years old.
And
you need to update your TV, Tiffany. I'm sorry, 15-year-old. You need to update your TV, sister.
Yo, this is TV is 15 years old. Oh my God, and my glasses is $5. I think I paid $8.99 at the beauty supply store. Oh my God, yes. I'm glad they, people. I like when people assume.
But look at the ending. It said talking about white people owe you money. Did we ever say anything about?
I didn't say they don't owe me nothing. I don't want nothing from them. I don't want their bad business, especially if it's not coming with good grace.
Yeah, well, these are the uneducated that the orange man
that made me feel good. That my glasses was like $300 glasses. Oh my God, I my mother.
All right, Tiffany, anything you learned on tonight's show you want to share?
Listen, I'm just, every time we do this show, we learn something. First of all, let me give a shout out to the chat room. Thank you. You give us life. You make us laugh. You make us get mad sometimes. And sometimes you make us be like, get out of here. Get your ass off our damn chat. Okay? We don't need your asses up there. But thank you for chiming in. Please make sure you like and subscribe and you share, and leave a comment. Let us know what you really think. Again, I have nephews. Let's be on a serious note. I have nephews, and I'm not going to lie. When they gave that boy 35 years, I cried like a baby, and I called each one of my nephews, and I told them, please be careful. Be careful of the people that you be around. Make sure you think before you do things. Hold your hand up if you have to fall out on the floor. Like, that's so sad that we have to have these conversations with our Black children, and white people and certain people of other cultures don't have to, and we have to. So again, it's sad that the young Metcalf lost his life, but also this is a reflection on who raised him, because we have to teach our children boundaries. And that one is please do not touch me. You understand? If I don't touch you, don't touch me. Okay? Sometimes you got to let stuff go. The same thing with the Asian man. You ran after a boy, a long run over a bottle of water. That lets you know what type of character that you are also. Also, we have to make sure we check what's going on with our children. Okay? So my thing is, we got nothing but love for y'all. Again, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. We want to say thank you to all our Black musicians, because this is definitely Black Music Month. Y'all have helped us from the beginning to the end, and you are the most copied people of the world is our musicians. So definitely thank you again. Kev and Carl, I love you. I appreciate you very much. I'm happy that we kept it down to an hour and some change, because Carl love a 2-hour show.
Me?
Hey, can everybody put Tiff, can you put your Cash App out? We're going to get those 600 people that was watching to donate some money.
So
donate some money so Tiffany can get a new TV, because that 15-year-old TV, Tiffany, got to go.
Yes, my TV is 15 and it's still popping. It's still popping. Thank you. You gonna keep disrespecting me, Kev. You need to send me some of your
No,
money.
I'm just saying, 600 people watching the show, man. We can get about, TV don't cost that much no more. You can go to Walmart and get a big 80-inch for about $300. So all the 600 people,
can y'all please help me out? I
600
really
people watching.
appreciate.
That's $620 bills coming in to the show.
Walking money 75. That's me. Send it to me, please. I need.
And what's up with the the watermelon emojis that people are putting in the chat. What that's supposed to? I mean, that was that
I
supposed to
love
be?
watermelon. It's watermelon season. It's
No,
watermelon season,
yeah,
Carl. Don't even stress though. It's watermelon
that's I'm
season.
just laughing. They think that's an insult. I guess the more
No, we love watermelon.
Watermelon is they're one of the healthiest things on the planet. And I think everybody should eat watermelon as much as possible. I don't care what color you are. It's healthy for you. It's nutritious. It's an amazing fruit. And I'm actually gonna have some watermelon later. So they put emojis
Oh,
up they want.
and a health fact is if you have a urinary tract infection, you can cut the watermelon rinds up, boil them, and drink it as a tea. Thank you. We love watermelon.
An update.
Watermelon cures everything except for racism.
Update your racism, right? Listen, update your racism. Update it. You guys talk about we showed 50 years ago. And we showed it from 50 years ago just to show you nothing has changed. Come on, update your racism. Come on, something different from watermelon and fried.
They need an upgrade.
Update your racism. You guys are stuck in the 50s. And we're stuck in the 50s with our videos. You're also stuck in the 50s with your watermelon. So
hilarious.
Let's bring it up to date. Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't work here. We don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, I don't care because it's watermelon season.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I was talking about some watermelon today, some yellow watermelon. I want some. And make sure y'all eat it with seeds. Do not mess with any fruit that is seedless.
Yes. The black seeds, right, Kev? That's what you
want. Yeah, black seeded watermelon. Yeah. If you can find a seeded watermelon, definitely eat that. But any watermelon is good. But the seeded watermelon is definitely what you should be searching for if you want to get all the nutrients that your body deserves and needs, no doubt. Seeded watermelon, and it's hard to find. We'll do a show on that coming up on why it's so hard to find these seeded fruits. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother
They're
show.
trying to give us this false ass food.
Yeah, well, we know why. I don't know. That show's too dangerous to do. We might want to skip that show. We have too much. We get too much heat.
We talk about racism too much. That's too dangerous.
No, we'll get too much. We start talking about the medical field. We'll get too much heat for that. So we're not gonna do that show.
Yeah, they're trying desperately to hurt our feelings. I'm watching the comments.
It's all right. They can't hurt it. Listen, we have been through so much.
We all have great jobs, and we're doing a lot better than you freaking rednecks. Why we can do a show with no views because we're not dependent on this. That's why you can look at what look at what's behind Kevin. Look at that house. Look at that chair.
Oh, by the way, Juneteenth. We didn't talk about Juneteenth, but we'll talk about that next week. I guess we can do a show because Juneteenth is coming up.
Is it Juneteenth next week and Father's Day is on Sunday too?
Well, nobody cares about Father's Day.
No, yes, we do. I love black men and black
Juneteenth is this Friday, but our show's not till Sunday, so we'll have to basically do a show on Juneteenth today. 2 days after because we didn't do it today. So we'll do Juneteenth next week. Talk about that, which will piss off a lot of people too.
Of Juneteenth,
so please come back next Sunday.
By the way, can I say? By the way, guys. By the way, Carl, Tiffany, my mom's in the hospital. By the way, so send some prayers out to my mom. Mom's in the hospital. They admitted her yesterday, and we'll send some prayers out to my mom.
Absolutely,
Mama.
And she's watching the show from her hospital bed right now. So
we love you, Mama.
Hugs and kisses to Mama Lee, and I hope you
Mama Lee, we love you. Healing vibes.
Yes.
Thank you.
You get some. You get the best doctor.
Yes.
When she go in there, Kev?
Yesterday she was blood pressure problems, and they admitted her into the hospital. But yeah, Mama needs some seeded watermelon out there in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, we gotta send some watermelon.
Eat that seeded watermelon every day. That blood pressure medicine be thrown in the trash can.
Yeah,
that's the name. Nothing but the truth.
Yeah. All right. So thanks again to everyone. Donna, thank you for checking in. All our regulars. Pamela, I saw Pamela checked in. Patricia, Tiffany, I didn't see your sister. I don't know if she's in there. Is
She could be working. Shout out, Nikki. Hi, baby. Shift watches later.
And I know the haters, the people who put the watermelon emojis. Please don't send the emojis. Send me inbox.
Send watermelon. Yeah.
I will give you my address, and you can send me all the watermelon. I have no problem with that. So you're not hurting our feelings. And again, update your racism. Come up with something new. Be innovative. Like Kevin has to tell new jokes. You can't go back to the same club with the same crowd and do the same
jokes, right?
Right?
Right, exactly. You gotta update your act a little bit, right?
Update your act. So update your act. All right, Kev, I love you, brother. Tiffany.
Love you, man. Too. Love y'all.
All right.
See y'all next week. Juneteenth coming up. Let's get it in. Juneteenth.
Happy Father's Day.
And Father's Day. Oh, no doubt. We're going to do a Father's Day show. Juneteenth and Father's Day next week.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You in a safe space dealing with the black trauma.
New York!
All our baggage and drama, cause we gotta unite. No more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you empathy. We're gonna challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.